Meantime, on matters to do with the borders, multiple-time election winner in Queensland, Peter Beattie, came out and said what any sane person would about the need for Queensland to rejoin the rest of the country, that no longer the politics of the pandemic can be put in front of the economy, an economy that has the worst unemployment rate in the whole country, and they are promising for it to get worse at the end of this year and still be worst in the nation halfway through next year. So you might have a job, but if you want your neighbour to get a job, you've got to open those borders, and that's what Peter Beattie said today.
So we've got to find ways to protect jobs in Australia, grow the economy and open up. The way to do that is not have state borders, do this as a nation, as Australians, and do contact tracing, which is the way to do it. In New South Wales yesterday, as you both know, one community infection, and I know the source of it. In Victoria yesterday, no infections. So if Queensland wants to have a lot of people out of Sydney coming to put jobs in the Gold Coast, Cairns, Townsville, now's the time to change the strategy.
Now, what was the reaction of the doctorate of unionism, the health minister, the bloke who will end up as premier when Palaszczuk pulls the pin halfway through the next term? It was to pretend that one of the most famous Queenslanders in the country isn't really a Queenslander.
Peter Beattie came out just recently criticising the border measures that the Premier has in place. What's your reaction to that sort of criticism?
Well, look, Southerners have ganged up on us on this issue right throughout the whole year. So we won't be listening to Peter Beattie.
Peter Beattie is a Southerner. He was born in Atherton. He was raised by his grandmother. He went on not just to be a local member, a minister, the Premier. He, of course, went on to lead the Commonwealth Games. So like or dislike Peter Beattie, there is no one who doesn't think that he's a Queenslander. But dare speak against the cult of Palaszczuk, dare speak against the politics of COVID, dare speak against the politics of paranoia, and they pretend that you're not a Queenslander anymore. It's the Jedi mind trick that the lefties think you are stupid, Queensland. You are not. I know it, you know it, show them. Show them in early voting, show them on Saturday. And we learned today, by the way, from the Premier that she will not be the one who will make the decision about whether the border will reopen at the start of November. Here is what the paranoid Premier was saying today. Remember, she's in caretaker mode. She has as much power as Deb Frecklington right now.
Well, I will listen to the health advice. That is what I've always maintained, and that is what has made Queensland stand strong during these times.
So guess who is going to make the decision all by herself? Dr. Jeanette Young. The lady who thought that the ACT was a hotspot because it is geographically in the middle of New South Wales. She will make the decision. A bureaucrat will tell you this weekend whether you get to see your family members across the border or not. A bureaucrat will decide if you can open your business. A bureaucrat, not a politician, will make that decision. Queensland, one last time tonight, flush this mob.